Hey friends, welcome back to Glow Up and Grow Up. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Stacy, and today we're diving into something we both love: style, confidence, and the way what we wear tells our story.
Yes, because let's be honest, fashion isn't just about the trends. It's about how you show up to the world, how you express who you are right now, and how your clothes kind of evolve throughout your life.
Mhm.
And to help us unpack all of that, we've got such a great treat today: an Emmy-nominated costume designer and personal stylist, Julia Knapp. So let me get into her biography because it's pretty impressive. Yay! Yeah, yep. So Julia Knapp is a four-time Emmy-nominated costume designer turned personal stylist and boutique owner. Before her work in film and television, she spent years as a professional hair and stylist and makeup artist, both in salon and creating looks for weddings and bridal parties. Love
Mhm.
that. Perfecting her eye and beauty for transformation. After styling for screen and stage, she brought that same creative magic into everyday life, helping real women express their individuality through style. Through her boutique and her one on one styling services, Julia blends her eye for design with her passion for empowerment, guiding women to discover their signature style and reconnect with their self worth. Known as a style alchemist, she believes true beauty starts the moment you align your outer style with your inner goddess. Ooh, I love that.
Mhm.
Beyond her creative career, Julia is also a proud wife and mother to her 7-year-old son, Atlas, titles she treasures the most. Love that. Let's welcome
We love
Julia.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so excited. So today we are talking about everything from finding your personal style, sometimes after big life changes, to Hollywood secrets and how to translate it into real life, to why confidence is your best accessory that you'll ever own. Really. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Julia, we love to start by hearing the story behind the style. How did you first fall in love with fashion and costume design?
Um, so I will say it started very early on for me with Barbies. I
Ah,
was a
I
little
love
girl that
Barbies.
loved Barbies, and
Yep.
when I played Barbies, it was to make clothes. I would
I
find
love it.
every little scrap of fabric that I could find, tissue, toilet paper, and I would spend hours, like, making their clothes. I didn't necessarily play, like, house with my Barbies. I played fashion dolls, fashion designer, and so it definitely started there, and I, it was just always in my bones. It was something that I was intrigued with. I was very, I remember I would rip out W magazine pages and that decorated the walls of my bedroom. And it was just the colors, the textures of fabric and the silhouette and what it had. I love all that part of it also, but what the story that each like image told or what emotion it conveyed in me. And so I just as I evolved and kind of grew in the concept of design and styling, for me it's evolved into something that is definitely more of a unique personal one-on-one kind of a thing for each person. Like it's style is
Did,
all about defining your uniqueness, right?
I, ha-
So,
I have to ask a follow up. Did you have a favorite Barbie?
who peaches and cream? Who remembers peaches and
Peaches
cream?
and
Ooh.
cream. I don't
She
know
She
if I
smells
had this
good,
remember.
right?
giant peach colored dress that was ruffles upon ruffles upon ruffles.
Oh.
And I was a little girl with dark hair. I had darker hair always growing up. My sisters, I have 5 sisters, and everybody was blonde, and I had
Daniel, you
dark hair.
gotta find a picture of peaches and cream and put that up for the
Oh
viewers,
yeah,
and so we can
peaches
see the
and cream
peaches and
Barbie.
cream
I think
Barbie.
I have a cousin who still has it in the box collector, and
Oh,
it's like, oh, jealous, jealous. So
peaches
I
and
love I
cream.
love me some Barbie. Even to this day, like that's still one of my favorite aisles. When I go to the toy store section with
Me
my son,
too.
I have to go down the Barbie section.
I
It's just
I
love that.
love it.
the little girl in me like wakes up and I want to be playing with all of that.
I
So
love that. Is there a defining moment like that you just knew, like, this is my calling, this is what I want to do, where you took it from the Barbies to like, this is what I want to do with my life?
so I grew up in a big family with a lot of women. Okay. So I have lots of aunts and my mom, and I have lots of sisters and cousins. And we grew up um, going shopping together and doing things, making our own clothes together. And so I have a couple of my aunts. My grandmother, Maureen, was a phenomenal seamstress. The kind of lady that like Saturday night, she'd whip up dresses for all five of her youngest little girls to wear to
Wow.
church the next morning.
Oh my gosh.
And she just was a phenomenal seamstress. She passed away when I was young, so I didn't get to know her. There, I have really small memories of her, um, but I feel like I definitely embody and inherited a lot of her talent. And I remember I used to watch. My mom was not one of the ones that sewed, and so I didn't grow up with a sewing machine in my house out around. But when we get together to sew with my aunts, I got to watch all of them do it, and I was so intrigued by it, but intimidated. And then my senior year in high school, I decided to take a sewing class as my elective. And I remember sitting in that class and the like it was within the first couple weeks of class where the teacher explained how a flat pattern works, and we were making pajama pants or something, and it just the minute that she explained it and I physically did it, it connected, it clicked. And from that moment on, like I excelled beyond that class. I made my homecoming dress, I made my prom dress, I made dresses for other people. My mom commissioned me out my senior year of high school. My family owned a catering business, and she had a bride that was looking for somebody to make her Marie Antoinette wedding dress and her bridesmaids dresses. Well, my mom offered up her 17-year-old daughter. Hey, my daughter can do it. Literally just months prior, I had learned to actually sew on my own. And here I am making 7 bridesmaids dresses with corsets. And it was
Wow.
so for me, that moment it clicked right then. Oh my gosh, it's in me. I can do this. I don't need to be intimidated by this. And and from there I applied to go to FITM. To My mom always tells the story to my like I always get a little bit, you know, um, shy, or what is the word? I don't know, insecure when she tells it, but she took me into the school to go have the interview, and they gave us these croquis, which were it's like the outline image of a body, and for part of the submission, I had to design 10 different looks and turn them in. Well, that was like piece of cake. I think it probably made 110,
Wow.
and took them in, and they were just like, "Wait, you've never done this before?" And so that was it was just my mom always brags about that they were amazed by what never having had the experience before and doing that. And it's interesting because I applied. I obviously was accepted to go, and about 3 weeks before I was supposed to start, there was just something in my gut that didn't feel right about putting all of my eggs and energy to go to school there. And so I backed out of it and decided to go to hair school and go through cosmetology first. So I have a cousin that was going to school at the same time, and so she and I became cosmetologists. And there's part of me that always regrets that. There is a part of me that regrets that I didn't do that. But I have found my life path and my journey in a roundabout way, right on that path in my own way. And I think there was part of me that was hesitant as I thought through that as a career. I was hesitant I knew that I wanted a family. I knew that I had life goals and aspirations that I wasn't sure how it was going to fit into me trying to focus on and build this career that was going to be so, because I wouldn't have settled just to be a seamstress at a sewing machine. In my
Right.
mind, it was this big grand designer thing. And so I was sort of like, is that really what I want? Like, is that like the forefront of what I want? And so in a roundabout way, I got there through my own journey and with my own passions and desires kind of at the forefront. So
I love
there's
that.
that. Sorry that these are long responses. I don't
That's
have to
okay.
go
We
this
love
long
it.
with all of
We
them.
love it.
So
I would just say before I ask the next question that regret if intuition, what's
mhm,
right for you and what's not, and it just wasn't right for you. I mean, you just
yep,
know that. So it shouldn't be a regret.
yeah.
I think it's just like
Well,
you just knew that that wasn't the right path for you at that time, and it's like we know
yeah.
as women what what we should be doing and what we not. Even when we think we know and we're like, maybe we shouldn't do that. We're normally
Yeah.
right. I think we're normally right.
Yeah. I think there was
Yeah.
a little part of me that was I was worried about investing the time and the money and all of the things
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
as this young 18-year-old girl and kind of insecure and worried about, is this really what I want to do? Is it in me to do it?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, years later, working in the film and television world and working with other people that did go down a path where they went to school and they learned all the technical things. Oftentimes, I found that they would come to me to ask how I would solve a problem because they were taught a certain way and they were
Yeah.
stuck there. And they were like, you think outside the box. You do things in a way that I never would even go to because I was taught that it's this way, you know? And so I've begun to give myself that,
Yeah.
you know, permission to know that I went on my own path for my own reason and that there's positives to it, and I might not have um, the diploma to prove it, but I have the know-how and I have, you know, the skill set and
Yep.
the projects behind me and under my belt that have shown my success, you know.
So that I love that. What's been your most memorable project or pinch me career moment so far?
Um, man, this is a tricky one because I'm like I'm saying we're talking here about fashion and style and women. But all of my pinch me moments were when, as the head of costume designer and head stylist for Yo Gabba Gabba, a kids TV show, we had lots of different guest celebrities come on to the show on a regular basis. Some that I was like, you know, I'm not usually somebody that's starstruck. Um, and they're just people, you know, and I've
Yep.
had really great interactions with so many, and for the most part, they're also amazing. Um, but then there's a couple of times where I'm just like, is this really happening right now? And I would say a couple of my favorites were Jack Black,
Oh, yeah, I love Jack Black.
wardrobing Jack Black, and I we had him only for one day, which we usually film an entire episode in a week, and we had to film his whole episode in one day. So that meant he had only one or two takes for every scene, every shot that we did. And he was honestly, it was like he was in heaven. He's like, this is my dream job. I can't believe that I'm here. Like, this is like being in Dr. Seuss land. And I
Meanwhile,
was,
you're like, "I can't believe that you're
I
here."
can't believe you're here. And I have a funny story. So I had made him a separate costume because we were only ever going to see him from the waist up, and he was supposed to have a costume that looks just like our host, DJ Lance. And I had made him this top, and so he came in for his fitting, and it was just going to be like a simple top that he put on and zip up, not the whole suit. Well, there was some part of me that was like, okay, what if they want him full body, you know? So I took the costume, and it's made out of bathing suit spandex, so it's super stretchy. He wore the same shoe size as our host, DJ Lance, like hat size, everything. And so I like stretched the costume to his measurements, and I was like, okay, he could fit in this if it came down to that. And he came in the dressing room and he looked over and saw all of DJ Lance's orange suits hanging. There's like 10 of them hanging. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. He's like, can I try one of those on? And I was like, I mean, let's give it a go. And he just like dropped his his pants and stepped right in. And I go to zip him into the suit, and he's like so excited that it zips up, and he goes, "It fits!" And he puts his arms forward, and the zipper went and broke. So we put him in another one, and it was fine. But he wore it the whole. In the script, he
Uh,
wasn't supposed to wear it for the rest of the episode. It was supposed to be just for that one little magic shot. But he loved it so much, and they're like, "Sure, you can stay in it." And so I would. It's just moments like that where he's like, I can't believe that I'm doing this. And I'm like, this is a man that has done so many things.
right.
There's and then I mean there's a whole list of other musicians, The Killers, Weezer, Anthony Bourdain was a favorite. Getting to work
Oh,
with
yeah.
him, he was a delight. So um
You
just there's
know,
lots of
Yo Gabba Gabba is kinda TikTok famous. I see them at Coachella,
oh
and
yes.
their TikTok is pretty lit during Coachella. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah. I will
She's
tell
there
you,
with them.
I was backstage and
That's pretty cool.
it was I mean, we all were in tears just to be like revamped and look out to a crowd of thousands of
Yeah.
people that grew up with the show. It was like a full circle moment where they're like, as their childhood come to life in front of them at Coachella. Who would have thought, you know?
It's so
So
funny. I love seeing those TikToks. It's like, "What the heck are they doing?"
I know. I know. Well, it's just imagine walking into Coachella, the fairgrounds, and we would be there early with the characters, and they'd come walking in, and all of a sudden they would see Fufa or Muna or their favorite childhood characters already in there, like waiting for them, and they would just come running. It was crazy, craziness.
That
Yeah.
is that's really awesome. I mean, and you've had some of your work featured in like museums now and
Hmm.
different things, and you've done Fashion Week and in New York, and you have done so many cool things. So it's really cool to hear that like those little moments are what mean a lot to you, is the
Yeah.
interaction and the connections and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I love it. So we would like to give our listeners some real life help from like the runway to real life. Um, so tell us, how does someone even begin to develop their personal style? Like, how does that even start?
So for me, uh, I I like to ask. I usually have people tell me who it is they admire. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. Do you have a family member? Do you have a friend that you love her style? It can be who's your style icon, and understanding what that means. They don't have to be a style icon, but who is your style icon? And then kind of going from there, dissecting that. What is it about her style that you like? Um, and then um, I I always highlight and help them realize, like, is it um you're being drawn to probably their sense of confidence. And so I always want to I utilize a style icon not to copy, but to inspire. Because we don't want to be cookie cutter molds of other people, right? We don't want to be somebody that we're not, but we can admire something. And when it comes down to it, what you're admiring oftentimes is their inner self coming out, their sense of confidence that is like shining through based off of how they look, and it's because they feel confident in what they're wearing, and so then it allows their inside to come out, right?
I
So
love that.
I have a little phrase that one of my customers that I've worked with for years in styling said to me. She's like, um, she told me, I feel like my outside finally feels like my inside. Because she's dressing for who she is inside instead of to hide herself, to cover herself, or to be somebody that she's not, right? And so the starting point is, I feel like, is finding who is the style icon and why, and looking at the different style archetypes. Um, you have classic, you have uh, chic, you have boho, you have romantic, and you can combine and make your own. Like, listen, fashion is, I know we have some things of, fashion is all about breaking rules, right? Um, I, you get to take a little bit from here and a little bit from there and put it together and create your own look, whatever makes you feel the best. And another part of identifying your personal style, I want them to go back to their childhood, because before we started trying to look like our friends and peers, as tweens and teens, we had our own personal essence, like a little kid, a little girl, a little boy that just goes and gets themselves dressed for the day and hasn't. I watch my son do it. There's no thought for things that match. Oh, there's blue in this and there's blue in this, so I can put both of them on, right? That's how his mind works. And I'm not going to squash him by telling him that there's all these rules and that you got to fit into this mold,
Mhm.
because it's already going to happen in life. It happens as we go through that adolescent phase in life, and we start to turn into cookie cutter. We got to look like each other. And then I also think sometimes the women in our lives, our moms, our grandmas, might have like been a little bit, rigid, or kind of
Yeah.
told us what we can and can't wear and shouldn't do. Like you can't have You can't wear white after Labor Day, and no, you can't wear this color with that color. No brown and black together. Those kinds of
Yeah,
things that, guess what? Those are out the window. So,
I love that. I love that.
Okay. What are 3 things every woman should have in their wardrobe that never go out of style, like the classics?
okay, so a classic, a little black dress.
Yes. Love that.
Find that is for your body type, your body shape, the perfect little black dress that is going to be timeless. Like, you're going to just wear, and it's going to be your go-to for any occasion or event. You can accessorize it differently and dress it up or down. Um, a classic white shirt. I feel like crisp white shirt, because you can style that so many ways. Even if you are a little, I would call myself a little more of a boho style, but I still love to throw on a white collar with a big fluffy skirt, or wide leg pants or something like that. And then I would say a denim jacket,
I
like a good solid denim jacket,
Mhm.
like that. That's gonna again, that's gonna be in your closet for, it's timeless. And as a boutique owner, when I'm helping somebody with a style capsule or something, I always help identify the pieces that are timeless for them, to say, do not ever get rid of this. This needs to stay in your closet all the time. There's um there's things that are going to come and go, and trends, but then there are the basic staples that can be in your closet, and they're worth the investment, right? So,
the other staple is anything sparkly. I believe anything sparkly
oh,
is a staple.
girl, yes, Stacy, absolutely, something sparkle.
I
I
love
mean,
that.
three is limiting. I
Yes.
want 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So Julia, okay, we have an episode on our podcast called Who Am I Even More? So we've been focusing a lot on Stacey's turning 50, or well, just turned 50. I just turned 40, and just what that looks like of like as we're growing up as women, right? So what how as women do we take this closet full of clothes that we have by the time you're 40, 50, that you have carefully curated over 20 years, and how
Yep.
do we turn that style into our style now, like after a divorce, after losing a lot of weight, after gaining a lot of weight, after having a baby? And also, how do we take some of those pieces that maybe are a little too quote unquote sexy for us now at 40 or 50, and kind of feel sexy still, but also feel age appropriate or covered up, or confident in our clothes as we get older?
Okay, so this one, that's a lot to unpack, but I love it, because honestly, every woman, we all go through it.
Mhm.
Our As women, we are ever changing. I have been multiple sizes in my life, different hair colors, different looks, different confidence levels, and our we don't my closet doesn't always evolve and change with every one of those. And so, knowing how to go in there, I think, depending on what phase you're in, what change you're going through, I think the most important thing is identifying how you want to feel. Like, what is it that, at the core is, we want to feel confident, right? You want to feel comfortable, confident, and you want it to be easy to get dressed, right? Instead of the drag of, like, oh my gosh, I have a closet full of stuff and I have nothing to wear. Um, and I think that identifying, helping us identify and understand, define what sexy is. I think it was either maybe Coco Chanel, that said, the sexiest thing about a woman is her smile. So it really isn't about necessarily what you have on. Really, when it comes down to it, it is the way you carry yourself. Um, it's the way you carry yourself and your confidence. If you're not going to be confident in a skin tight dress, then don't wear it. If you are, girl, go for it. If you're not going to be confident with a low cut dress, don't do it. But if you can go a little bit lower, and then you have like a fun maxi skirt on with it, it's all about the balance, right? So finding the balance in your outfit that isn't all about, I got to show everything, right? So I feel like that's there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, a
I
little
love it.
balance. Okay. So since we have a professional in the house, Let's get some insider info. What trends of colors are on, like, the color trending right now for the season, for like going into 2026 soon? What is the color trend? And then I just want to add, is there any tool a woman can use to find out what colors look best on her that you could recommend too?
Okay. Well, we see a little cheetah.
Yeah.
For me, cheetah never goes out, you guys. Animal print, it's just a staple. It's a neutral for me, but I'm seeing it everywhere. Especially, it's funny when I start noticing my younger nieces with the trends. Like, if you have younger girls in your life, like the middle part, like my nieces are like, you can't do a side part. That you're too you look old if you do a side part. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I
But a side
always
part looks
say
better on my face,
I know
right?
I look good if a high school girl tells me I look cute. Then, like,
Yes.
I know that I'm styling. Like, that's
So
on
I was
trend.
wearing, yep.
I have a side
I was
part, so I guess I'm out of trend right now.
Girl, the center part only lasts until my hair color starts growing out, and then I gotta go side part
Yeah.
till a
Right.
little,
It's easy for you to say to have a center part if you don't have any gray hair, okay?
oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I got some gray coming in.
Like,
no.
you gotta flip it.
Yeah, you gotta flip it, exactly. But yeah, the best compliment is when my nieces are like, "Oh," the other day, one of my nieces complimented I was wearing some wide leg denim, and she was like, "Oh, your jeans are really cute." I was like, "Thank you." It's the best compliment. But animal print for sure is having a moment, um, and it's back. Like it's back on the runways. We're seeing it in fashion. You're seeing it in the stores again, and like I said, it's a neutral and it's a staple and it's classy for me, and for kind of more mature women. Like, you don't have to get rid
So,
of it. Okay, it's not a trending item. It's a
So,
staple for
I'll just say,
for for me.
Caitlin's from Jersey. I don't think, cheetah has ever gone out of style
No.
in Jersey, and my mom's
No.
from Jersey, and she wears cheetah my entire life. So, I
That's
relate to
correct.
this cheetah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. There you go. Um, like I mentioned before, mesh, we're seeing that everywhere. So mesh tops, mesh skirts, mesh dresses. It's such a light area. It's actually a very feminine fabric because it's stretchy and flowy and comfortable, and it's the perfect fabric for all of us perimenopause, menopause ladies, where we're always in, our bodies are constantly
Yes.
fluctuating. I mean, I feel like that's women in general always, but like especially this phase of life when you're hot, mesh is great because it's light and airy and you're not going to be too hot. Um, so some trending colors that we are seeing a ton of, and this is one I love it. It's so good, and it's a hard one probably for some people, but chartreuse green is
Mm.
it is everywhere. And so
I do
if
love that
that's not a
color.
color that you love to wear, find an accessory, a scarf, a belt.
So, I think we'll
Ooh.
have to put a color up of chartreuse green. I'm not sure I
Yes.
know what that color is. So,
It's
we'll have to
it's
put that
not
up.
quite, yeah. It's not quite limey, but it's kind of, yep,
Okay.
it's going in
Okay.
that way,
It's like
okay?
a little
So you're
neon-y, but not super neon.
Okay,
yep.
gotcha.
And
You would
I
like
I
it.
guarantee now that you're gonna notice that everywhere.
Right,
You're gonna
right.
Mhm.
start seeing
Yep.
it everywhere. The other day I was talking about it and an ad popped up with chartreuse pants. I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
see, there they are." Another color that's really trending is really deep purples,
Mm.
like deep orchid purples that are almost a new black or navy basic. Okay. So really dark, dark, not like there's this beautiful orchid that we're seeing for fall and throughout this year that's a little more vibrant, but this is like really dark. So it's almost like a replacement for your black and navy in your closet. So a monochromatic instead of a black top and pants, like a really dark shades of, and even they don't have to be the exact same shade. One can be slightly lighter and darker, because monochromatic is very slimming on the body. And it's also very classy. Another color is so cheetah, burgundy, and lace. Okay. Cheetah, burgundy, and lace as we're going
Mm.
into through the rest of the fall, winter. Take notice of that. You're going to see lace details everywhere. Lace skirts or lace trims on skirts, lace cuffs, a lot of lace tights. We're seeing really feminine soft lace that's it's actually called chantilly lace. So it's not like a thick coarse lace.
Ooh.
It's a really soft feminine
I
chantilly
love
lace.
that.
And then like I would just say, get yourself a cheetah belt, okay? A cheetah
Cheetah
belt and shoes.
belts.
Ooh.
That
Oh, I
just
like that.
that just added into your wardrobe, belting over a white t-shirt or a white top, a white shirt, right? With cute little cheetah heels. Um, just to kind of bring some fun balance. And also burgundy. Burgundy accessories. Burgundy as a staple color too, but like just the little bits of burgundy accessories, earrings, gloves, a belt, purse, a scarf. Those are some fun things that you're going to see just come in.
Ooh.
And then last year's color of the year was a mocha mousse, and it has not slowed down. It's not going anywhere. So that warm, kind of creamy, mauvey chocolate
Mm.
brown color is still here. And it looks great with the chartreuse. It looks great with the plum. It looks great with the burgundies and the cheetah print. So if you walk into a store, you're gonna just notice brown everywhere. Okay.
I'm gonna have to go shopping after this and
I
I know.
I
get some
know.
I
things
was
for
just
my closet.
I was just talking to some friends that came back from a trip to New York, and they were so excited to go shopping, and they're like, it was actually, if you don't like brown, it's a hard thing to go shopping because
That's
It's
everything
all
funny.
is brown
brown.
everywhere in New York. So
Well, the burgundy, I was like, that sounds so classy, like
Ooh,
burgundy
I love it.
gloves. I'm like,
mhm.
Yes.
now I need burgundy
I
gloves.
I actually I actually just bought a burgundy outfit, matching pants and a burgundy
Ooh.
shirt with diamonds on it, and so
Mm,
I'm excited to wear it. It's still a little warm here, so
I
I'm
kind of
excited to
love
there
wear it.
you
that.
go.
I kind of love it.
Yeah.
All right, Julia, we're gonna skip forward a little bit, but
Okay.
what has style taught you about self-worth or identity?
Ooh. Okay. So I I was um growing up, as much as I loved fashion, I hid myself. I remember going in, I was a curvier girl. I didn't fit the mold of even my sisters or the other girls at school. I was a cheerleader for 1 year in high school, which was really fun, but that kind of pulled me out of my shell a little bit. I found myself having a hard time um, dressing for I hid. I would go sneak in my brother's room and borrow his oversized t-shirts, and ironically, that's the trend I'm seeing all the teenagers wear now. I'm like, okay, back to the 90s.
I play a game
But
with do
yeah.
they have shorts on under those or not? Because you never can see their shorts.
Exactly. Exactly. And I remember the first time I had graduated, I was out of high school. I was a little bit in my early 20s, and the first time I really went into a dressing room and let myself put on my size, which at the time was like a size 14 or 16. And I realized it made me look better. I looked so much better. I could show my waist. I could show my curves. I didn't have to hide it and try to oversize things or squeeze myself into things that weren't my size. And a number doesn't matter. Um, and so I think it really um, being finding your confidence in there's a lot of value in learning your body shape and understanding how to dress for your body shape. There are really great resources. That's something that I love to teach and talk about and help somebody know what their body shape is. Um, and that the whole point of it isn't to pick apart your faults and to say, oh, I wish I was that body shape, not this. It's to empower you to know what all of the beautiful parts of you are and how to enhance them, and nothing to do with talking down on ourselves, right? And so I think it's the evolution of your own personal style. We go through these, we start off as these little kids that are just whimsical. And
Yes.
then we're kind of forced into this box of looking like the cookie cutter other teenage kids, right? And then you you evolve into your earlier 20s and 30s, and you're still kind of like figuring out, you're trying to follow the rules and you're looking at what other people are wearing. And then I think that there's this point in, for me, maybe 35, 40 is when I just didn't care anymore. And I just wanted to be me. And,
Amen.
right. I love this whole "we do not care" movement, right? Because it's so true, and that doesn't mean I don't care about myself. It means I don't care what other people think about me because I get dressed for me. I get dressed to show up. I get dressed so that I feel confident and comfortable. And when you are dressing for yourself and not to keep up with the Joneses, not to look like everybody else, your true essence comes out. And when you're dressing for yourself, it's you valuing yourself, putting yourself first, in those scenarios, you know? And there's plenty of times I dress for my husband too, right? But I'm dressing for myself
Uh-huh.
because I know he's gonna think that because I feel confident and comfortable, he is gonna sense that and know that and feel that, and then I'm just gonna be the sexiest thing he's ever seen, right? Because
Yes.
he can't deny that because I feel that, and that's what I'm putting out. So,
I love that. And I do think that it's okay to dress for your husband. Like some
mhm,
people
Yeah.
hate that, but like I feel the sexiest when I see my husband be like, "What? You look great." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
thank you."
Ooh,
Thank you so
yeah.
much. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I think it's okay to know what other people compliment on your
Mhm,
body, and even if it's not something that you gravitate towards, all of a sudden you're like, "I do look really good in this." Actually, sometimes we
mhm.
don't give ourselves permission
Yep,
to look in the mirror and think like, "I look really great in
Yep.
this." And I think that
yep.
that's a cool thing that happens.
I I think it's really hard for women. We have a hard time taking a compliment. And I think as women, something that is really that we all can work on better, and I will issue a challenge is when somebody compliments you, catch it and own it. Take it.
Yeah.
Don't deflect it. Don't have to like, you know, draw attention to something else. Oh well, I see that with so many
Yep.
women.
Don't
And
tell them that it's a cheap shirt. Like, I feel like
yep,
Yeah.
that's the number one thing. Like, "Oh, thanks, I got it for $3," or "I
I
thrifted
know.
it," or "I got it at TJ Maxx." Like, just say thank you.
Yes, yes. So, like I say, catch it because somebody is passing you a gift, and when you catch it and hold it, and just
Yes.
be grateful for it and say thank you, whew, that goes a long way for you and for them. And
I love that.
oh, there was one other thing I was going to say about. Oh, when I'm working with a woman, helping with her personal style, I'm sure you guys have been in this phase or felt this that like they just want black. Okay. I was a hairdresser for years and I had to wear black.
Yep.
And I also worked backstage or on set and I oftentimes had to wear black. And there were times when I revolted and I would have to get the brightest, boldest colored sweater that I could put on or hoodie until I had to take it off and wear my all black. Right. And black is it's a comfort zone, but black disguises you. And there's pros and cons to that, but but unpacking that and looking at why you want to be disguised, why don't you want to be seen and show up. And so a lot of times when I'm working with a woman and she tells me, oh, I can't wear that, or I can't wear that color, I can't wear that style, I help them reword and I say, you can wear whatever you want. It's okay if you don't want to, but you can. And so helping them change the mantra, I can wear that if I want. If I don't want to, it's okay, but I can wear that. And usually when I'm working with somebody and we're personal styling them, I give them mantras because standing in front of a mirror and talking to yourself, as uncomfortable and as awkward as it feels, it is empowering and it really goes a long way to help you to evolve. And I watched women that used to only wear black. Now they will wear the most beautiful, bold, vibrant thing and they are seen. They are noticed when they walk in a room and they're okay to be noticed. And I'm not a person that loves to walk in a room and have everybody turn and look at me. That's not me, but I am okay to be seen. I'm okay to be noticed. And when I'm going to wear something, um, I think identifying another part of personal styling is identifying what your power color is. Do you ladies know what your power color is?
Red. Red.
Ooh,
Red?
I think mine's green or royal blue. I mean, I
Yep.
was a blonde for a long time, so it was red, and now I'm red. So now I am
Yep.
changing. But it's okay,
Green is
evolve.
Yeah, green is my power color and it's my go-to. If ever I'm it's ironic I'm not wearing green today, but if ever I'm speaking or I always find myself drawn to green because it makes me feel grounded and powerful and strong. And so identifying
Yep.
what your power color is goes a long way for you to identify that, um, and know what, if you're presented with an array of colors in a style, you know what you're going to purchase or what's going to have the most longevity because you're going to wear it the most. As far as identifying what colors look best on you, first and foremost, I think that is number one, is what is your power color? Find it. What are you drawn to? What makes you feel? And honestly, some people's power color can be black. I'm not saying that it's not. It can be black. Um, but find maybe something that makes it unique, a little sparkle, a little texture, or something that gives it, mixing tones of black or textures of black in one outfit is pretty phenomenal. And I love this whole movement of, um, your knowing your colors, um, because I feel like it's education and it is a tool in your tool belt. But I'm also a rule breaker, so don't ever tell me that I can't wear a color because I will show you how I can. That's my thing. There's Everybody can wear every color. You just have to find the right shade. And there's a shade of yellow for everybody. There's a shade of green for everybody, a shade of red for everybody. And there are really great tools. I mean, I'm going to just, Pinterest is probably, I'm on that all day, every day, because there's really great tools there. Chat GPT, all of this AI that we have right now, you can
Yeah.
put a
Good
picture of
idea.
yourself in there and have it help color match you. Um,
Oh, I didn't think about
Y
that. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
and the best way is to know if you are cool undertones, warm undertones, or neutral. And then that kind of guides you towards the color palettes that are gonna look best on your skin tone because you want a color that makes you look alive and not that flattens you. So that's what those tools are in your tool belt are for. They're not I'm not a diehard person that you can only ever wear those colors and you can't ever branch out of that because I'm a rule breaker and fashion breaks all the rules too. So
I love
All
it.
right. I love that. I just on the black thing, I've been trying, I noticed I buy a lot of black and I've been trying to put myself on restriction to quit buying black. Because I don't need I have like you said a little black dress. I have probably 25 black dresses. And like
hey,
I
that's
have
not bad.
probably 20 black shirts. It's like I don't need another black anything in my life. Like no shirts, no like I have enough black. I need to add more color. So like
Well, find your new neutral,
yeah.
whether it's a shade of like the mocha mousse or that deep plum color, that deep purple
Yeah.
that I mentioned, or navy that you can kind of evolve a little bit
Yeah.
into. You don't need to replace your black. Keep the
Yeah.
black for
Yeah.
sure.
Just I don't
But
need any more.
yeah, find what else you can mix with the black to give you some different variety.
Yep. Well, I
So,
think we're gonna go into rapid fire, Caitlin, right?
okay.
We're gonna
Oh,
do
okay.
rapid fire.
All right. Before we let you go, we have learned
Okay.
so much today. We have to hit you with our glow up and grow up rapid fire. All right.
Okay.
So this is just a fun little thing that we do ourselves and we do with our guests. You just say whatever comes to mind first, one or two word answers, maybe a sentence at most, but
Okay.
it's real fun.
All right,
Okay.
no overthinking, you just say it. So here we go. I'll start it. Silver or gold?
Gold,
What is the
but
most
both.
flattering cut of jeans?
I want to say skinny cigarette. We'll call them cigarette.
I
Looks
like
good
Ooh.
on every body shape.
I like skinny jeans. What should women stop wearing after 35?
Worrying about what other people think of them.
Oh, where
I
the quit
love
worrying
it.
about opinions. I love that.
What is the number one thing everyone needs in their closet?
Good shapewear.
Oh, shapewear. I like that.
Love it.
How often should you clean out your closet?
Twice a year, seasonally.
Okay.
I love it. What is a 2000s style trend that should never come back?
Ooh, there's a lot, but I think low rise.
Oh, ugh.
I don't need no muffin top.
I've
No.
never wore I've never wore low rise because I've never had the body for low
I think we're all
No.
still in therapy because of low-rise jeans.
Okay, ugliest piece of clothing in your closet, but you'll never give it up.
Oh shoot. I probably have a really ugly, like old hoodie that's ratty and not sexy at all. And my husband kind of cringes every time I put it on, but it's just so comfy.
Yeah, you need one. Okay, last one. If you have a friend that needs a style makeover, how do you tell them or do you not tell them at all?
I would offer to ask them if they could help me practice.
Ooh. Okay.
Like,
Ah.
I mean, that's coming from me as a stylist. So if I have a friend that needs a makeover, I'm like,
Okay,
hey,
I just thought of a question. This wasn't planned,
okay.
but because I see this, if you see a friend that's wearing something that doesn't fit their body type, do you tell them?
Ooh, there's got to be a tactful way
Ah,
to help them. Um, oh man,
that's a
Because we're
hard one,
girls,
right?
girls, you know? Like, you want your
Yeah.
friends to look beautiful.
I I think at the core of it, yeah, I know, and I mean, I think as somebody that's a stylist, I would hope that they'd be open in me just saying, hey, let me give you a little bit of advice, or let me help you out here. Um, but also, I think approaching it from a place of love and like you look beautiful, telling them what is working first, and then saying, hey, let me help you fix this because let me show you something. If you move this, your waistline from here to here, look how that changes something. Or, or I don't know.
Because I live in Vegas, so
You're seeing it
I
all.
see a lot of things, and I'm like, "Does this girl not have any friends?" Because because, yeah, she shouldn't be wearing that.
Well,
Man,
I think
man.
too, as a friend, like, okay, is this person open or is this just they are just so confident in who they are, it's not even worth
And go
the
for it. Yep.
conversation. Like, you just let them. But I think that
Yep.
if you have a friend who's open, I think Julia, I like what you said, like highlighting what's working and what's beautiful, and then like, if you just tweak this one little thing,
Let me
but
show you this really cool thing I just learned.
Yeah, there
There
you
you
ooh,
go.
go.
that's a good one.
Make it be like, "Oh, I saw this reel. Oh, watch this. Look, let's see how this looks on you."
That would look I just saw this reel that would look so good on you, and it's not what you have on.
Send some TikToks, send some TikToks. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that was so good. We love ending with some fun, but we always like to go a little deeper before we wrap up because the show is really about the moments that shape who we become. So Caitlin, take it.
So, we ask all of our guests this one question. Can you share a time where you felt like you were breaking, but that was the moment that became the spark that ignited your biggest glow up?
I wanna say for me, it was, before I met my husband. So, I was a single girl for a long time, and I think that, um, I spent a lot of time feeling like I said, hiding myself, even through this journey of being a stylist and a costume designer. I think my own step into becoming a personal stylist is because what I learned for myself, I wanted to help other women learn and have. And it is what allowed me to step into a place of confidence that attracted me to my husband and my husband to me. And my husband he's 9 years younger than me,
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
I,
Ooh.
I
I
always,
I
I
I've
That's
always
why
met
she
tease
likes
him.
him,
that cheetah
yeah.
print, you know?
I know.
And I know cougar here. I always tease him that I was just waiting for him to grow up, right? But in reality, he was waiting for me to find my worth and value, right?
Yeah.
To be ready for him to see me and to be seen. I needed to be ready to be seen. And so um I would say like I really went through this kind of a tumultuous time in my life where I was traveling a lot because I was touring, I was working, I was traveling for work all the time. And I had this really terrible string of not healthy relationships. And it was very, it was because I was not confident and grounded in who I was. And so I was trying to become who each person wanted me to be instead of becoming who I was. And I feel like I had this like wake up moment where I just said, I am done. I am worth more. I deserve more. I deserve for it to be easy and not have to be such hard work. And
Yeah.
when I sort of allowed myself to stop being a chameleon and stop being what I thought other people wanted and to just be me, to own who I was. Um, and again, that happened for me right around 35. So a late bloomer or whatever you want to call it. And that is when I met my husband. I wasn't looking, I wasn't interested. And he came right in front of me and I didn't even see him. He had to keep like, I was teasing that he basically was like a little kid waving in front of my face. I chalked it up to, oh, he likes this other girl that I was working with at the time, and he would always show up in my workspace, and I just I didn't clue in. And so for me, that that was kind of having going through that string of like rough patch of self-doubt and not believing in myself and not really knowing letting myself be seen, and like letting myself shed that is what attracted my husband to me, which wasn't what made my glow up happen. I had a glow up and then it brought that
Yeah.
relationship into my life, right? I allowed myself to be confident and to stand on my own 2 feet and not be worried about what other people thought about me, and again dress for my size, um and not worry that I had to fit into this perfect little mold. And so um hopefully that's kind of what you guys are looking for.
Yeah, that no,
So
That
that is powerful. That thanks for sharing that because I
mhm.
think, Caitlin's talked about her story and I've talked about my story and we definitely relate to that as well. And I think our listeners will too as well.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think I mean, just as you're talking, I'm like, man, I would love my teenage bonus daughters to listen to that because I think that that is a lesson that, I mean,
Hmm.
myself too, and you learned a little bit later in life that I wish that I learned earlier. Like, imagine
Hmm.
knowing that in high school or in college. Imagine having
Yep.
someone sit down and tell you that earlier in life.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it just shows that sometimes where we are at our breakdowns and when we're at our worst, it really just is just the spark and it shows how you just grow into your breakthrough, which is awesome.
Well, the breakthrough, I envision it's like the breaking out of the cocoon. You kind of have to, it's hard. It's like a baby chick coming out of an egg too. Like you can't do it for them. They have to do it. And it's like, I hope that young women are listen and are inspired, and it accelerates that for them, but you have to go through it. You sort of have to have that
Yep.
evolutionary like chrysalis like cocoon moment where you break out.
Well,
And
the tough
um
times is where you grow. The tough times are
yep,
where you grow.
absolutely.
I love that. Julia, this is so awesome. Do you have any last words for our listeners?
um the last words would be, don't try to be anybody but you, because you are the only you there is. And be inspired by your clothes and your personal style, but the most important thing is how you feel in the clothes you're wearing, and that is what shines through to
I
everybody that's around you.
Yes.
I love
Yes,
that.
it's all yeah. Yes, thank you.
Thank
That's
you
it.
for sharing your expertise and for
Mhm.
reminding us that style is not about perfection, but it's about self-expression. And I think
Mhm.
that's so important.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for having me, ladies. It was fun.
Yes, thanks for being our first official guest.
Yeah. I love it.
Yay.
And don't
Yay.
forget to join the listeners the lounge on Facebook, behind the scenes clips of our community, women who are growing, glowing, getting real, one episode at a time.
Yes, if you love this
Yeah.
episode, please share it with your girlfriends, tag
Yes.
them, tag us on Instagram, tell us what your style vibe is right now. We definitely want to see that. And don't forget to go to our show notes and see how you can follow Julia and see her social media and all of that. And I'm sure if you have questions or anything about today's episode, she would be happy to answer if you go over and follow her on Instagram or Facebook or
Yes.
whatever. Show notes.
Yes, yes, but yes,
All right.
definitely. Julia, you might hear from our viewers too,
Yep.
So it'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
I'd love to hear from you.
we'll add her to the lounge too on Facebook,
Yes.
so you can ask any questions in there, and she will be able to answer. And next week we are getting super deep. We are talking with another of our good friends about addiction and just kind of going into the holidays, how that plays out. Stacey's going to tell a little bit about her story, and being the partner of someone with addiction. So definitely, you don't want to miss out on that. Uh, but yeah, we will see you next Tuesday. Bye, friends.
Bye. Bye.